I'm so privileged to sit, I would say, sit between royalty. I've seen the ladies seated next to me in different forums. We've met at different events previously, and I'm so privileged to be moderating the session with these tremendous ladies that we have here. So I know they're industry experts, and our panel is themed Innovation and Leadership. So I'll just get into the questions that we have here, and we would like to hear from them, looking at their human side of leadership. Either Dr. Fiona or Ms. Catherine, you can either of you can start with answering the question. So you both are in high pressurized environments where innovation is constant. You lead big teams. Which one personal practice or mindset shift has helped you to stay grounded?
I think the one thing that has kept me grounded is an upbringing that gave me a strong foundation and belief in God. And that has been, for me, the one thing that has helped me move through the challenges, the situations, the opportunities, being able to know that when I pray, God does something. He answers, He guides me, He leads me. And so every morning, every day, being able to just say a prayer and tell God, I don't know what is ahead today. Come and guide me, especially since it's a fast-changing environment where today nothing is ever the same. In all the years I've worked in TESPOK and in the tech space, these guys are always coming up with new things. And so you find the new tech is always affecting the policy, regulatory environments, and then governments want to come in with new ideas of regulating what they don't understand. And so throwing all the investment under the bus. And my role has been to make sure that that investment doesn't get thrown under the bus. So because I don't know what's coming, I always say, God, help me to see what I need to see to sort out so that the vision, I stay focused on the vision to help investors to make income out of their investment. So I would say putting God first has made a big difference.
Wow, awesome.
Good morning, everyone. To the question, what keeps me grounded? A couple of things. As you've heard from my bio, my background is in technology. And one of the things technology does, it abstracts, because all you're dealing with is systems, code, machines. But one of the things I constantly do is something I'd like to summarize and call it inner work. Inner. You know that part of you that's not visible? That one. And oftentimes, what do? Oftentimes, I have self-reflections. I ask myself, why did that thing trigger me? Yeah. Why am I impatient today? Why am I angry? Why am I feeling kiwaru, jealousy? Where is that coming from? And it stems from, there's a book I read many years ago called The Enemies of the Heart. Because at times, especially as a leader or even as a human being, if you don't check some emotions, anger, jealousy, it can shape how you show up as a leader, a mom, etc. as a human. So it's a constant check. That's number one, inner work. And then also the reminder that I'm human and I'm finite. Then number two, I'm not my job. Yes, I have a big title, but I'm not my job. I'm human, right? And then also the people I'm leading to see beyond their titles. They're human like me. So they have stories. There's a whole root system. I also have a root system. So who's showing up at work today? What part of the root is showing up? So it's a lot. Thank you.
Wow. A reminder that we are all humans, right? Regardless of whatever we're doing. I think, Catherine, I will stay with you. So you work at Microsoft. Guys, Microsoft, did you hear that? Yeah, so, and you're leading big teams, solving solutions, not just for Africa, but for the bigger part of the world. And in a space that is really fast-paced, multicultural, evolving, like the way we see how it's going. So for women who may not be in tech themselves, but running businesses or growing in corporate spaces, how can they begin to practically leverage technology? We see AI, digital tools to improve their decision making as they maneuver through their daily tasks.
Yeah, I love technology. I love that question. Work with me. How did you feel? Ebu, just walk back when you got your first smartphone. Look at the smiles on your face. I hope that is the feeling you get when you hear about AI. No. Yeah. It should bring, you just, when I asked you, go back to when you got your first smartphone, or you saw somebody's smartphone and said, okay, one day, I'm going to save and I'm going to buy a smartphone. That's a mindset we should adopt with AI. Yes, there's been a lot of publicity around AI will take jobs, machines will start telling us what to do, and there's a place for that. But first things first, mindset is important because it can decide whether you actually lean in or you say, this thing is just for those tech people. So for me, it's a mindset shift. Let's embrace it with excitement and an insatiable curiosity. The way when you're given a hand, I don't know about your first smartphone, but when I got my first smartphone, I couldn't sleep that day. I was just trying to figure out what else can I do. And I can bet most of us use the camera the most.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Let's even start with the camera. And I'll start this AI journey, I'll touch on personal and business. Today AI, there's a lot you can do even at a personal level. I'll illustrate. Some things, tech is hard. At times it's easier to bring it to life. I'm an Android person. I have an app called Bing. Bing is the search engine for Microsoft. The other large search engine is called Search, Google. Google, yes. So the equivalent here, Google search in Microsoft is called Bing.
Together.
So I'm going to experiment and put my phone. So I have a Bing app, B-I-N-G. Higher. In Bing, there's something called Copilot. Now, Copilot, because it's my phone and it's Microsoft platform, I signed up with my Hotmail email address. So it knows my name is Catherine. So I'm going to press, it has a microphone icon.
Hey again, Catherine. Ready for another chat?
Hi, Copilot. I'm speaking to a group of women, and they are very curious about AI. What's a good place to start?
Hey, Catherine. Starting with the basics is always a win. Kick things off by explaining that AI, or artificial intelligence, means teaching machines to learn and make decisions, kind of like humans do. Okay? You can then touch on how it's used in our everyday lives, from voice assistants to recommendation algorithms. Make it relatable by highlighting how AI impacts their lives, whether it's in healthcare, education, or even entertainment. That should spark their curiosity.
Thanks, Copilot. Where did you lose me? Copilot. But did you hear my interaction with them, with the machine? And this is AI-generated voice. Let's start personal, smartphone. Now before we go to business. Something else that's personal. A lot of us, at times, you have a huge PDF document, a large document. You don't have the time. We are busy women. There's another tool called Notebook LM. Yes, I work for Microsoft, but we are allowed to test. It's by Google. Fantastic. When you go to your Gmail, ingia kwa browser eka Notebook LM. Notebook LM, Lima Mali, right? You can upload that document, then it reads that document like a podcast. So when you're driving, you're going for that meeting, because hauna time. Yes, it reads for you. Okay, I don't know what's up with it. And I sweat a lot, sorry. So it reads for you. So start personal. Let's go back to Copilot or even ChatGPT. Use it. You need to make a presentation quickly. We don't have time. Productivity. Now let's go into business. First of all, is your business, how do we find your business? Because one of the things about, when you look at the website, internet revolution, and now we have things like Meta, Facebook, Instagram, they allow us to scale from a business perspective. Do you have a website? What is the content in your website? Because the AI principle leverages data that is available. Today, I just bought a chain from Eane. I don't know where Frida is. Yes, the back. And I was very happy to hear she has a website. So if I ask Copilot, who are the women-led businesses selling jewelry in Kenya? If you're not online, AI won't find you. So start thinking about your business. Where are you? Yes, you have a physical presence. Enroll, find somebody to build for you some of these platforms, either on Instagram, put a website, and then get to another level. Go and experiment with agents. A time is coming when we will have an entire agent. I love the question earlier on multitasking. Where do we find delegation? A time is coming when we will have agents as co-workers. So if maybe you're a business owner, you're here attending a conference, it's answering questions on your behalf. Because the beauty of agents, they don't sleep, they're always available. I can go deep on this topic, let me leave it there.
You can tell how passionate Catherine is with AI. So we can get to Daktari. So Daktari was recognized among the top 50 women in management in Africa and amongst the 45 most influential women in digital transformation. Daktari, how does that feel?
Exciting.
Exciting. Okay. Yeah, so from that, how can women, particularly entrepreneurs and professionals, better position themselves to access and benefit the digital ecosystem?
I think you'll allow me to just speak from where Catherine has left off, because that is helping people understand technology and use it correctly is the best thing we can do to grow businesses and for tech to be relevant to our space. We use a lot of tech today on the social media platforms, but we don't use it enough for businesses. If we go back to the previous panelists and we look at both in the building and construction space and in the procurement space, there is so much tech today that can be used and that ways in which tech can be adapted to fill in some of the gaps. So I'll just pick it from where she left up in terms of delegation and using the AI tools to help women grow their businesses. I believe that it's possible for us to be able to even develop our own technology tools to help us with procurement processes and to make that procurement easy. And one of the things that AI can do and even technology can do for you today is it can tell you what your customer preferences are, what the market is, how the market is changing, what are the trends in the market. Regardless of what business you're in, what is happening within your environment that you should be looking at. Why? Because it looks at all the data that has been collected through the different platforms, the chatbots, the AI tools, the data that has been entered within your organizational system. And so if the tool is running on your network within the organization, it looks at also your customers and what they are buying more, what they are asking for that you don't have, and it helps you to then make better informed decisions on your business. And the future of business is moving in that direction globally. Today, I look for something, I can't find it in Kenya. If I'm looking for a particular, even a Kikoi or a Kiondo, and I'm not finding the color I want in Kenya today, do you know I can get it in the UK? And I'll even get it in Japan, in the colors that I want. Why is this happening? Is because the world has become flat. Technology has flattened the space completely. So when you're building your business today, you're not just building it, first of all, as a woman addressing a particular need, because women have a way of thinking that is a bit different and makes us focus on addressing needs in a better way than our male counterparts. So as you're addressing that need, other women are also seeing that as an opportunity and are going for it. And as they go for it, what is unique about your business? And what is the market scope that you've defined for yourself? So being able to define that scope, to be able, as a business leader, to make a decision and know that my scope is not limited to this environment, it's over and beyond, and therefore I need to make sure in this business, I'm not just doing the normal selling in terms of even an online shop and social media, but how efficient is the logistic partner that I'm working with to ensure timely delivery, to ensure accurate delivery, to ensure that the customer satisfaction is as best as we possibly can achieve it. So technology today for business leaders is a must know. If you have never had an opportunity of really using it, try out with the basics. And when we talk about the basics, we quickly run to Microsoft with Word, Excel tools to just organize your business and to help you plan and then grow from there. And today these have been adapted, and you have got Google Docs and you've got Google Excel that is able to get all this done, and find ways of making use of the technology to be able to help you with documenting and then using it for your business. I think that is the advice I would give the women in the room. And just to clarify, I have a PhD in business leadership. So when I look at it and look at how we need to grow the businesses, I want to encourage more women to be able to use technology in the simple ways first, because it becomes complicated when you think of AI when you've never had your data in an Excel sheet. Then even MS Access will be more complicated. So basics, have your data in Excel, do the easy calculations, and just grow from there.
Thanks, Dr. Ladies, did you hear PhD? Did you hear that? Okay. Catherine, you'd like to add something on this?
Yeah, I forgot to talk about other tools. I like talking about technology from a very practical perspective, and I'm a big advocate for Microsoft because I work for Microsoft. But I'm also aware that some businesses, Microsoft price point could be high or prohibitive. So there are also very many tools, amazing tools. Just look for open tools on the internet if you just want to do basic accounting, basic payroll. Why is it important? Data. And then also, I was just writing here something else to mention. The beauty about the era we are in, we all need to learn about prompting. And prompting is very different from searching. Yeah. So for example, there's a post I once shared on LinkedIn. Like if you're a business owner, you say, act like a managing director or whatever you call yourself. Is it CEO of a jewelry making company? And draft an email to a supplier who is what? Giving me a hard time. Then you tell it, the tone should be official and tough. And it will actually draft for you. Or if you want to work on a marketing campaign, and you tell it, give me the response in Swahili. And now we're even getting to a place, it can even give you a response in Luo, Kikuyu, because maybe your segment, you want to speak to a particular customer segmentation. And that's why I want to go back to the question I asked. What was the feeling you had when you first saw a smartphone, when you got your first smartphone? That excitement is how we should approach AI. Thanks.
Thanks, Catherine. I think still with you. You've shown us what being can do for us and other things, but then there's a growing concern as we rely more on this technology to think, to prompt us, to create whichever solutions or solve problems that we may have. Could we also be moving towards a future where we actually are downskilled as humans?
A future where we will be downskilled?
Yeah.
I love history. Books tell us that when electricity was discovered, industries used to use steam. And history books tell us, for example, by the time electricity adoption, it took like 50 years. I think the people who lost jobs are the ones who didn't learn about using electricity. Now, electricity today, there are different layers of electricity. There are those who generate electricity, and there are many jobs around there. There's a component of distribution, then the component of the things that electricity allows to happen. Provision of lights, equipment. And then when you think about all the equipment that needs electricity to function, think about all those jobs. So can you say electricity downskilled?
Not really.
Electricity is in the same category. Thank you. Electricity is in the same Aki, thank you, Marianne. You know when you're on stage, you need encouragement. Yeah, thank you. Electricity is in the same category like AI. Sure. They are called general purpose technology, GPT. And GPTs are technologies ambazo, they touch so many, they can impact so many sectors or society. Yeah. So yes, it will downskill those who do not learn how to use it. Yes. Yeah.
Same thing with AI.
But look at it that's why I gave that story of steam and electricity. Look at how many things today run courtesy of electricity. So many things will run or operate courtesy of AI, and lives will be changed. Sure. The same way, electricity today is also used for bad use. So will AI. So you choose, which side do you want to be?
Sure.
Absolutely, and new skills, new jobs, the same way internet brought in social media, analysts, so many.
All right. Let's go to Dr. Fiona. So, Dr. Fiona, you work in tech, of course, and policy, and which is incredibly impactful. But what stands out even more is how you're using the platforms for causes beyond the boardroom. So, at TESPOK, you are organizing an event that is coming up this coming month. Would you like to tell us more about it?
Yes, of course, and I hope that I'll see all these beautiful faces there. TESPOK is organizing a marathon to create awareness on autism. And why are we doing this? Why did we start this? Because we realized in our industry, when it comes to, and Catherine will confirm, when it comes to certain skills like coding, they need a certain level of concentration, meticulous focus, that sometimes we benefit from individuals who have the autistic spectrum that leans towards tech. Elon Musk is one such individual. He's autistic. Look at where his autism is leading the world into. There are many Elon Musks within our community, but because as a community, when we have autistic children, what do we do to them? We isolate them. We hide them. We don't let them be seen. We will not expose them to a program Microsoft is running because we feel, no, it's this one we hide. What if we took those autistic kids, run a program with Microsoft where we would have special coding classes for them? We've tried it with Strathmore University, and the kids did come forward after our last marathon. Spent the 2 years, and I've spent time with Strathmore University trying to just, as part of creating awareness and appreciation for autism. Why? Because when I have a sister who's autistic, and the one thing she knew to do as kids, we knew she had the database for all the TV channels. Remember in the past, the TV channels used to be printed in the newspaper. So you don't know what program is coming when you check the newspaper. And she knew how to just pick that part of the paper, she knew it offhand. Even when there was a change, she would know. But in school, she got nothing. And later is when we knew that that was one of the spectrums of autism. We just thought she was clever in that only. Maths, 0. English, 0. Everything else, 0. But the programs on TV, she knew, and she knew how everything went on TV. Wow. When it came to now guiding her through life, eventually, as an adult, she's been an excellent nursery school teacher because her mind understood that level, early childhood, and she's very good. She's one of those teachers parents want their kids to start off with because she's able to relate to the child in a way the child understands. So she's managed to create a career of herself around that. Not many autistic individuals have had that benefit. I also sing in a choir, and I sing classical music. My teacher for classical music for Handels is an autistic person. But the only thing he relates to is the music. So when you go off key, he sparks, but once you understand him, you realize you have to also manage him on how he manages you. So I thought with my team, and we said, what is the one thing in this country that people don't pay attention to? Autism. Why? It's so broad. And then we realized every autistic association in this country is taking care of a small bunch of children or individuals. So we don't even yet have a national autistic society that all these autistic individuals can have their things addressed. So one of the ways of getting there is being able to create awareness. Let people come out to these kids. Let people come out. Let these individuals step out. Let us appreciate them. And let us just help everybody to love them, to accept them, and just be a hero for someone who's autistic. Bring them out. Let them mix. Let them mingle. It's amazing when you see how they mingle and relate to each other in their different spectrums. And those, you find those who sing, there are those who are autistic. They can't talk, but they sing. And they will sing their requests in the song. So please be attentive when they sing because they are asking for something, for help. And just being able to see the beauty of all these individuals together and letting society know that they are part of us and we need to appreciate them because that is the starting point. The goal is that sometime in the future, we shall be able to have centers in every county where parents can bring in their autistic children to give the families a break and a breather, especially in cases that are a bit extreme where you find even change of environment is difficult. So how do the children get a skill when they can't be changed an environment, school and home becomes an issue? So we are hoping that we can, in the future, have those centers developed in every county, have the kids integrated into the normal schooling. My sister went through normal schooling.
Dr. when is the date?
The date for the event is the 26th of April at Tatu City. We hope to start from early in the morning, like at 7:30 in the morning. And after the marathon, have a fun day where we just allow the kids to interact and the parents to share their experiences, because again, such families the parents need support from each other. Seeing someone going through what you're going through helps them to have the courage and the strength to continue to support their children. But more importantly, let us love, let us accept, let us understand and bring these kids out into the public. Let us just appreciate them.
Sure. Daktari, it's a very good initiative you're running up there. And I'm hoping the ladies in the room are going to attend. So immediately after the event, feel free to reach out to Daktari. Do they need to register?
Yes, there is registration.
Okay.
There's a website.
All right.
The TESPOK Autism Marathon website. On that website, you should get the details for registration. It's 1,500, which is pretty much the cost of the T-shirts, because we are giving out T-shirts. So when you register, you'll get a T-shirt and a tote bag that comes with it.
Thank you.
That enables you to be part of the marathon. And you can walk, you don't have to run. We're calling it a marathon, but really, for some of us like me who can't do the running, we shall walk the distances we can with the kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Daktari. Yeah. Thank you. So going back to career and business, Catherine, I know your profile is really big and huge. If we start mentioning here and there, I think we can take a whole day. But we just want to leverage on your experience and just to understand you. Have you ever found yourself at crossroads where you consider stepping out of business, or you want to start your own business, or just do anything, or returning to a structured career? Like, have you ever found yourself at a crossroad?
Yes, I have. Many crossroads, but I think your question, I'll narrow it down to, should I go into business or should I remain employed? And for me, I decided to, there's a book I read a while back, Robert Kiyosaki, The 4 Quadrants. You can be, he talked about, are you a business owner, an investor? And a bulb went on in my mind, because you can have it all. You can be employed and be in business, but as an investor. You can. And you can use, one of the things that's quite powerful when you're employed is your pay slip. I discovered this. Pay slip is very powerful. I discovered this when I used to work. I've worked for 2 banks. I've worked for Stanbic twice and Cedian Bank. Yes, I was leading tech and operations, but courtesy of being in the executive team, I got to see how, about credit, lending, and what is collateral when you're employed? Pay slip. And also just getting to assess somebody's statement and seeing, how much is at their disposal. So using the pay slip to provide like capital for businesses. Then employing people to run your business, and also being very mindful, what is the moonlighting policy where you work? Because also you don't want to burn, if your employment is the one providing funding, be mindful to check what's a moonlighting policy. And also because you need to deliver there as well, hire people. Yeah, this country, we are rich in terms of resources, and unfortunately so many people need jobs. And then also the other thing, of course I'm biased, automate as much as you can. If it's a cash business, remove the cash handling. M-Pesa or card, PDQ, make that extra investment to reduce. So I have been at that crossroad, but that was my pivot. Yes.
Nice. Do we know what the term entrepreneurship means? Intra. We understand that?
I forgot to say something, and you've triggered it by saying entrepreneurship. One of the other things I learned, when you're in the corporate space, there are so many skills we learn that apply at a personal level. Whether you have that itch to go into business, even the way if you're a parent, there are so many leadership courses that can also apply at home. So I also, back to that crossroad story, what are those things you're learning in whatever season, and how can you use those skills in another part of life?
Thank you so much. I think we are going to wind up, but I would like to just to get the last thoughts from Dr. Fiona. Have you ever felt pulled in different directions between public service, policy leadership, entrepreneurship? Have you ever been into that situation?
Yes, many times, and sometimes I'm being pulled by pressure from the industry, who think that I should move into public service to hold a CS position because of what I've done and achievements in industry. But that's not my calling. I keep turning it down. I'm also pulled into entrepreneurship. So picking from what Catherine said, in terms of the skills that you have and how you can use them, I've moved more into entrepreneurship while I'm still holding the position and just trying to get it all started and giving opportunities for employment to others, because then what I'm part of, I invest, but I don't get involved directly in running it. I am totally unseen. May I wait for the end year bottom line report like an investor? And if there is opportunities for training the team, like something like this, I will share with them and say, can't the team go for this training? There is this opportunity, there is this happening, there is this going on, so that they develop their skills. Because you also want your investment to be handled by people who are improving their skill set every time, are learning more, and are getting better at what they do. So to do that, I've been caught in that, and I've ended up leaning on entrepreneurship, and I'm investing heavily in the hospitality industry. Yeah.
It's very good to wear so many hats. It doesn't hurt. Okay, so I would like to, I think you can, let us stay with you. Let's hear your parting shots. I know there are quite a number of ladies here who would like at least to get one thing to go with from you.
The one thing I'm going to be able to share with fellow women leaders, because it doesn't matter whether you don't have that C-level title or not, the fact that you've come into this conversation, you're a leader. And you need to begin to see yourself as a leader. So my parting shot to fellow women leaders is that the sky should be your limit. There are very many opportunities available to you, especially in a dispensation where there is a drive for gender balance. Do not be shy, go for it, and remember to reach out to other women who have been there to hold you through, so that you have mentors. The earlier session, they talked a lot about mentors. You have got mentors to journey with you and to help you step into your leadership position correctly. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Keep raising that hand. Let's hear from Catherine.
Is it parting shot?
Yeah, parting shot, yeah.
So I have two. Because I'm in tech, artificial intelligence is here. Liking it or not, embrace it. And there's a tool that Microsoft has a page, Microsoft Learn. It's accessible. You can learn, and it provides, whether you're basic, intermediary, or expert, just sign up. Learning at your own pace. My other takeaway, because this is, I think in 2 days, we wind up March. I'll leave you with words of, at ADC, I started a program where we mentor young women in universities. We call it ADC WINS, Women Inspiring and Nurturing Students. And we just focus on 3rd and 4th year students. Why? Because data shows, very similar to what Engineer, is it Ntulili talked about earlier, very small representation in STEM. It's very similar in IT, a number drop-off. So we decided let's try and see would mentorship work. So we are in the second cohort. We've done 70, now it's 100. I asked them, what is that unique thing we have as women that men can't do? What is it? And I want to pose it to this question, to this room. What makes us, there's one thing that's so unique about us. There's a hand at the back? No, men also have instincts. Just shout it. No, men can also multitask. Bath. Yeah. So I'll use the analogy of bathing and my parting shot. What are you bathing in this season? There's a lot going on. Africa is hot. The other thing, AI is here, and it's open for everyone. We are sort of like ground zero. Some continents are ahead. But what are you bathing? You have an itch to go into business. Is it an itch to go back to school? What are you bathing? What are you incubating? What have you bathed when it was not the time? What did you learn? In this birthing process, who is your midwife? Who's your mentor, your coach? And as you're birthing, whose story are you changing? Thank you.
Wow. This is awesome. Okay. So I'd like to thank our panelists. Indeed, we have learned a lot. Whatever you're birthing, birth it. So I'd like to sum it up on this, that let me read for you this. There is a room for you at the table. You agree? So as you take your place, remember, it is not just about you sitting at that table. It is also how you sit at that table. So thank you, ladies. Let's appreciate our panelists.
A special thank you to all our panelists.